Live is the place to be for quality broadcast for you to see. They deliver prime coverage like Amazon. No matter what day of the week you see them on, you don't need to double check. The truth is clearer than air. Treat it like a viral video and share. There's no comparison, no equal to mention. You can see for yourself, let it have your attention. From the beginning you'll see what you would have hated to miss. Another recapable moment, so keep dropping the hits. Turn up the volume, grab your favorite seat. So sit back right now and enjoy what's on screen. 58 live in the building. Best crew.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last game of the night. Atlanta Public Schools versus Bibb County. Glad to have everybody with us. Sit back and enjoy it. We're live from Lakewood Stadium. This is the 2023 Senior Bowl Classic presented by the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia, brought to you live by Score 58 Network. I'm Bo McMichael, about to introduce our wonderful announcers. You get three of them tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back and enjoy three wonderful gentlemen bringing you some football and some knowledge over many, many moons. First person up, Mr. Adam Collins. How you doing today, sir?
Better than I deserve, man.
All right, better than you deserve, Adam. Adam, you had a chance to talk a little bit about these other two games. I'm going to let you go ahead and break it down. Right now with us as we bring the sights and the sounds of the game here. Talk to me a little bit about this matchup right here. Clayton County versus South Fulton. What happened? Oh, my goodness. Tell me about it.
Both teams were loaded with athletes. South Fulton had a few bigger names, but both were really explosive teams.
Turnovers? What was the tale of the tape right here?
Every time Clayton County had something good happen, it was immediately followed by something terrible. For instance, they have a big play downfield where they get into the red zone, and then they immediately throw a pick six. They have
well, that definitely would change a game right there.
They get a turnover, and then they fumble, and it's a scoop and score. I mean, it was just and you know, to start the game, South Fulton opened the game with like a 90-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that when it was going on. There's like that's the way to kind of just start things off because kickoffs are live. We'll go over game rules here in just a minute, but I also want to talk about this other particular game, Douglas County versus Henry County. What a game! I mean, we're going to have highlights for you tomorrow when Decatur or DeKalb County takes on Team Empowerment. So definitely tune in with us at noon tomorrow on a Saturday. But talk to me about this game. It was back and forth.
This one went back and forth early, and neither team could really get it done. Douglas finally gets down, and the quarterback, Shedrick, makes a great play where he sheds a couple rushers and then is able to complete a pass. Kid goes in for it was the tenacious Taylor goes in for a touchdown, and then we don't see any scoring. We had 7 points for the first 3 1/4 quarters, I guess.
Is that like a penny?
So like
on a quarter,
like the first 49 minutes of the game, we had 7 points,
and then boom, it unloaded. What happened at the end?
Okay,
Henry was up 13-7.
Henry goes down and scores eventually.
Yep.
Okay, and then
they go for 2 or kick a field goal.
Nope.
Or kick an extra point.
They snap the ball before the holder is ready, and the ball's just like rolling around the ground. Well, the kicker kind of kicked it back to the holder, and then they kicked it through. Well, the official said, no, it's no good.
I tend to argue on all-star rules, but anyways.
So it's 7-6. Well, things were looking bleak for Henry, but they drive down the field, and then it's like penalty, big play, tackle for loss. And so they're looking at like 4th and 20 from their own 35, and they run a quarterback draw and score. And so I'm like, oh, my goodness. And they score with like 1:51 left. And
you were like, what?
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I thought.
And then I was like, this is crazy. And then they kick off, and they go to squib it, and it hits the center up front on the kick return team. So now Douglas has the ball at the 50.
Yep.
And they hit a big play. They hit a big play down the sideline, and then it looks like Henry's going to hold them. Henry's stuffing them. And it looks like Henry might get out of this, and then they line up. It's a big 3rd down. They line up, and they hit Tenacious Taylor on the wheel coming out of the backfield. Well, that puts the ball on the 3-yard line. And then it looks like Henry might hold again. And on 3rd down, they run a little flood route out to the trip side where they leak out the inside man, number 3, goes to the flats, and he walks in the end zone. And that's basically the ball game. But it was
right there. It's 13-13, right?
Yeah, and then they come out and kick. There's no rush.
No rush.
And I will.
No rush. What do you mean? Let me get to the rules here. You just segued it. So right then, Adam, you get to talk a little bit about special teams first. So I'm going to throw it up here for you right now because it seems like that really standing up on the game perspective. Go ahead, break down these special team rules.
There's no rushing of the kicker during field goals or extra points. All kickoffs take place from the 35-yard line and must be returned if at all possible. And unlike normal high school football games, these kicks can be brought out of the end zone. There's no onside kicks allowed. You cannot rush the punter. However, punt return is live and can be returned. And so the smart punter catches the snap, waits for his coverage to get downfield, and then kicks the ball.
And I love the smart punter on that one. Adam, thank you so much for the first two breakdowns. Glad that you could come join us for this final game since we will not see you tomorrow. But heading on, Craig, talk to me a little bit about gameplay in general. How's this all-game breakdown? Go ahead, sir.
Well, you got it's 4 quarters. It's a 12-minute clock. They'll run it with the GHSA, National High or Federation of High School rules. If you get to overtime, each team will get a series. They'll start it at the 15-yard line. The team is required to attempt a 2-point conversion after each touchdown.
All right, well, talk to me a little bit about the offense since you're the offensive focus point, and then we'll let Butch bring in the defense. Go ahead.
You got to be a balanced. You can't run unbalanced lines. You got to basically have a traditional formation. You can use motion in any formation that, as long as it's not unbalanced, is a legal formation in this game. And, most of the time it takes about a quarter for the offense to find its footing because it's hard to put that together, and you got to just make sure that you don't turn it over or, as Adam said, have a pick six or a scoop and score fumble in that first quarter and a half.
Butch, talk to me a little bit about the defense. Hopefully that won't be too small away from you on that part. I was trying to give you the defense a chance to look at it. This is what you've been licking your chops for in the sense of saying, hey, this is way from an all-star perspective, a defense should be ran on an all-star game. Go ahead.
Yeah, you play a straight-up 4-3. Defensive tackles got to line up on the guard. Defensive ends line up on the tight end or the ghost tight end. Mike linebackers head up to center, and there's no stacking allowed. All coverages are available. Blitzes are only allowed on third down from 20 to 20 and on any down inside the red zone. So it gives the offense a chance because if in these all-star games, defense is definitely an advantage, especially early. But if you're allowing unlimited blitzes and you can line up in a 3-3 and bring everybody,
right,
the offense has no chance.
No, They really don't on that part. So once we get this coin toss taken care of right here, we'll get into the keys of the game, especially to begin with. Once again, in the blue is the Atlanta Public Schools. Craig, tell me those schools they represent today.
Right here you've got Maynard Jackson, North Atlanta, Mays, Douglas, Carver Atlanta, Thurl, North Atlanta, South Atlanta, Midtown, Kip.
Did you get Booker T. Washington in there?
Booker T. Washington.
Best Academy.
And I got Best.
All right, man. That's it. And you got everybody, buddy. All right, what about you? South Fulton there, Adam Collins?
Or maybe Bibb County. How about
you can
that?
go with Bibb. Guys, if y'all are going to play the rules the way we're going to play the rules today, it's going to be a long game. Tell me who's on the Bibb County there, Adam
All right,
Collins.
you got Rutland Southwest, West Side, Howard, Northeast, Central. I think that does it, my friend.
We got West Side Macon. Southwest Macon. Yep.
Northeast Macon.
And not north yet. Northeast Macon, Rutland, Howard, and Central Macon.
I thought I said all that.
You did. I'm just reiterating because I got the whole South Fulton in my brain. I got all this stuff in front of me, gentlemen. It's been a great day. And we get to run this again tomorrow, so it's a lot of fun across the board. Gentlemen, how wonderful it is to bring 8 teams to Lakewood Stadium over a 2-day event, bringing back the Junior Bowl, the Rising Seniors, commitment versus dedication tomorrow at 2:30. But we have one more game tomorrow afternoon at noon. That's DeKalb versus Team Empowered. And today we got the Atlanta Public Schools in Bibb County taking a little kickoff action here in about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less, 12-minute quarters. Overall, excitement-wise, from all these counties getting together to do this. Tell me your thoughts about this, Craig.
Well, I'm old enough to remember where this didn't exist. You know, you had the Georgia-Florida game when I first started coaching, and then that kind of went by the wayside because college coaches didn't want, you know, their players playing in a game that late before they went to campus. And then, you know, right about 2000, you know, you've always had the GACA, you know, all-star games, you know, and then after that, you know, you kind of had these county all-star games. Clayton County had an all-star game.
For a little bit, right? Yeah.
Henry County had an all-star game. And now you've gotten the chance to couple them all together. And it's been a really nice event that the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia puts on.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about past victories from all these different counties. Gentlemen, I'm going to let you take it away. Hopefully we got the everything in play from a roster's perspective and helmets. Once again, APS in the blue, Bibb in the black jerseys. Gentlemen, take it away.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 right here for Bibb County at their own 28-yard line.
Be interested to see what offense looks like. I'm guessing everybody's going to be in a spread just because that's, you know, if you got the athletes, why would you do anything else?
Yeah, and I'm thinking that, you know, we kind of have an inside knowledge of the Bibb County head coach, and he's a very
he's going to sling it around.
He'll sling it, throw a lot of RPOs, and
he's a great guy. He's going to hold those kids accountable and make sure they do what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, ball's at the 30.
Oh, broke the hole with 12.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh. Inside give right there. Everybody from APS made that play. I'm pretty sure there's 3 or 4 guys came off the sideline to get in on that one.
Do we know who the head coach is for APS? Going to be Coach Jamison from Thorell. You do not advance and get $500, gentlemen. I can't do all this stuff.
Name of that school is Thurl.
Thurl? Mm-hmm. Did I say Thurl or Thurl?
You said Thorell.
Yes.
Like he's
it's
related.
early. I'm not pressing the button.
Like he's related to Superman.
No. I'm going to go to bed. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
So 2nd and 10, ball still at the 30. Doubles look. Another running play, gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
I'll tell you what, the front seven for APS right now is looking pretty doggone good.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what we talk about all the time, Coach. We've had a chance to do a number of these games together. We've been a part of coaching them. We know that the early part of this game is going to be rough on the offense.
Well, it's just, you know, you're trying to get everybody together, and, you know, and look at the offensive line. How many of those helmets are the same?
Yep.
That's important. It's the one unit that has to really be able to work together.
So 3rd down and 9 right here.
Got him on the run. He gets the ball out.
Pick.
Oh, off the hands.
Uh-oh.
Headed down the sideline. That's touchdown.
him.
That's touchdown.
That's number 2, Darius Malcolm from North Atlanta. Played the tip drill there to perfection.
Got a penalty flag down.
Well, you're not going to have a run that far with that many changes of direction. It doesn't have a couple flags on the ground. Blocking the back or holding, which one you want?
Well, it's going to be after.
Unsportsmanlike.
Well, you know, in a game like this, depending on how good your kicker is, that could be a real problem.
Yeah, that could be big here.
So they're going to take the penalty on the kickoff.
It looks like it.
Be interesting right there.
So they must know something about the kicker. Must know he's probably good from that far, and probably good from about 30. At least is, I guess, what they're figuring. Because I would back him up. That's wrong knee, isn't it? Shouldn't his front knee be up?
Oh, they're going to back it up now.
There we go. So now it's a 35-yard 35-yard kick.
Probably wondering if this guy's ever held before.
But there's no pressure there because there's no rush. You got to catch the snap, put it on the ground, let the kicker kick it.
Goodness gracious. Wow.
And so right there, APS goes up 7-0 over Bibb. And that happened fast.
It did.
The poor quarterback, he's got an INT on him, but he hit the guy in the hands. Right there, you can see the 2023 total records for Bibb County: 32-31, Central Macon at 1-9, Howard at 5-5, Northeast 8-3, 2A first-round playoffs, Rutland at 4-6, Southwest Macon 6-5, 2A. They also made the first round, and then Westside Macon 8-3. They made the first round of the 4A playoffs.
We contributed to that record, Coach.
We did, sir. Indeed, we did. Right there, you see the record for APS, 57-61. Best Academy at 3-7. Carver at 2-8 in the first round of 3A playoffs. Douglas 6-5 in the first round of 3A playoffs. Kip Atlanta 3-7. Maynard Jackson 5-6, 5A first round playoffs. And we'll cover the rest of those when we get another break.
Nice coverage on the kickoff right there.
Rashad Harp on the, I'm sorry, that was Carmelo Mays on the return there out of Southwest.
Anthony McGinney out of Therrell High School. Make a good tackle on that kickoff.
So we saw run, and then a third down pass attempt right there. Be interested to see if they come out with an RPO right here on first down or some sort of play action bootleg. So 1st and 10, ball is at the 28 of Bibb County. So doubles look for Bibb County right here.
Quick throw out to the right side. That was potential disaster.
Yeah. The bad part about it is if they could have got it to one of those receivers, they had a chance to get inside that block and run for a while.
Corner was pretty physical and really aggressive out there on that little bubble screen. He kind of abused that wide receiver.
2nd and 10 here. Ball is at the 28. Bibb County back in a doubles look.
Well, I almost thought they were trying to vary the snap count, but then you had a bunch of offensive linemen move. Well, let them sort it out. You guys have to agree on who's it on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's going to go against Bibb. It's going to back them up 5.
Make it 2nd down and 15.
So Bibb not doing themselves any favors early.
So 2nd and 15, doubles look again for Bibb County.
There's a snap. Give off the left side. Got some traction.
Okay. Nice gain of 8 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Ball carried by number 24, James May Jr. out of Southwest. Tackled by number 57, Milner Ball out of Midtown. Is that Grady? Midtown's Grady, right?
Yeah, believe you are correct, sir.
Okay, I'm behind the times here.
Doubles look again. Flip the back to the other side.
So big play right there.
APS slid to front and kind of confused the blocking on that play for Bibb County.
Looks like APS going to get off the field on 3rd down here.
And now we'll get our first look at a punt return.
Indeed.
See if they took your advice, Coach.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, that's what I would do. I'd have to tell that punter, I want you to catch the ball and count. I want you to count 4 1,000. That's what I want you to do. And then punt that thing.
Somebody forgot to tell him.
And according to the rules, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, somebody forgot to tell the rules to the punt return team.
And normally that's an outstanding play.
Yeah.
Normally that is an outstanding play. Today is a penalty.
It goes against Atlanta Public Schools. You cannot rush or tackle the kicker.
So what are they going to call here?
Well, it's supposed to be 15-yard unsportsmanlike. All right, hey, coming back, May 75, 5A second round playoffs. Midtown 5-5. North Atlanta 9-2. The 6A first round playoffs. South Atlanta 5-6, made the first round of the 2A playoffs. Darrell 9-2, first round of the 2A playoffs, and Washington 3-8, first round of the 2A playoffs. So you can see we have a number of playoff teams involved in this game.
They got 4th and 1 right here. Had to get the center into the game.
Yeah, it helps.
And they're going to pick up the first down.
Indeed. Ball carried right there by number 4, Katie Iverson out of Westside.
What a big break for Bibb County on the miscue of the rule interpretation, I guess, by APS. Oh, ball on the ground.
Ball's out.
Be a loss of 1 and bring up second down and 11.
Iverson, the ball carrier again.
No, I'm not complaining, but did they not have an unbalanced set right there, Coach?
Yeah.
It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it seems like not everybody's on the same rule with the or same page with all the rules, but
We're almost at the halfway point of the first quarter, and we haven't seen Atlanta Public Schools touch the ball yet. Oh, nice
what a
move. And that is a loss of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
That ball carried by Jordan Green. He's tackled by Zayden Benson, number 11. Mr. Benson out of North Atlanta.
North Atlanta had a great year this year. Had a rough first-round matchup when they drew Houston County, man.
Oh, that's terrible.
And that was a heck of a football game. So trips into the field, sprinting, going to throw the out route.
That's going to fall incomplete.
And that'll bring up 4th down and 13.
Going to be another opportunity for APS to get off the field.
You think they know not to
yes,
rush?
if they know not to rush this time, well, it'll be interesting to see.
Well, it's so odd because you can't rush, and all those guys can free release up front because they don't have to worry about blocking you because you can't rush. So I think you could almost design like where you just had all your guys run back to the ball, do a wall and a wedge or something crazy. Great kick, rolls out of bounds. That's my favorite kind of kick.
Yep, nobody can return it.
That's my fave.
So we'll get our first look at the APS offense. They've only been sitting over there for a long time, about 7 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure they're getting kind of restless.
And they get to go into the game with a lead. That's always what I
Yeah,
like.
that's always good, is taking the field for the first time and you're up 7-0.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for APS at their own 31-yard line.
Quick throw out to the right side, headed up the sideline, cuts back, got some help, gets upfield, and just weaving in and out of traffic. Oh, my goodness, they said he stepped out. They said he stepped out. Let's see.
I think when he comes back here right about the 49. Oh, wow.
See, I would have said that was borderline chicanerous. Deplorable.
That Torrin Kemp on the reception and the run from Carver, Atlanta.
APS is going to play with a little tempo right here. Got a doubles look. Oh, just a straight quarterback run.
Nice tough run right there by Rashad Harp, number 1 out of Maynard Jackson.
Second down and 3 after that gain of 7.
There's a lot you can do on 2nd and 3.
Yes, there is.
Tell you what, I'm a great offensive coordinator on 2nd and 3.
So trips to the field for APS right here. Zone read.
Just pulls it, let him bite, and there he goes. Rashad Harp again. Good for a first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the Bibb County 38 right here. Impressive start to this drive for APS, wouldn't you say, Coach?
Yeah, they, especially from sitting on the bench for so long, you know, they came out like there was no problem. We just didn't rest, and now we're ready to go.
All verticals.
Good coverage.
I thought he came back and got it.
That was a really nice job. Staying in phase. Like the play call, though.
Yeah, it's Carmelo Mays in the coverage from Southwest.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 5, Darian Harden out of Douglas.
Yeah, that was just man on man. Stop me if you can, and really good coverage there. Pass was a little bit underthrown. You know, and that's timing between quarterback and receivers, and knowing the speed of your receivers is a big thing here with the quarterbacks.
Quick screen out. Ooh, nice move.
That was dirty. Ball caught by number 13, Dallas Ford out of North Atlanta.
I think that's a first down.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Tyshawn Brown, number 27, on the tackle out of Northeast.
And it is a first down. It's a really nice first drive right here for APS. And they've kept it simple. Quick screens, you know, quarterback runs.
There's a jet.
And he's got some jets too, buddy. You can see the
face mask.
You can see the speed and the athleticism of some of these receivers.
That's Dallas Ford again. And then he's brought down by number 10, Cameron Howard, the free safety out of Southwest. And they're in the orange zone.
Be 1st and goal on the 1.5.
Quarterback run here.
Oh, they didn't call a penalty on that? I thought they had called a penalty. I thought they called face mask. It'll be 1st and goal, and yes.
Yeah, they're on the
quarterback run.
They're going to a heavy set here.
Well, they got some meat in the game.
Boy, they do. Look at that.
Big number 71.
Ooh.
Rylan Alford out of Maynard Jackson.
Too many men in the
formation.
We have flags. It goes against Atlanta Public Schools.
Yeah, they brought their heavy guys in on that for this series.
They're going to leave them in there, Coach.
Well, the good news is it's still only 1st and 6.5.
Yep.
Yeah, this is quarterback. Just follow all that beef and let's go.
That's easy.
He's right at the goal line.
So 2nd and goal from inside the 1. What do you think this play is going to be?
Yeah, it won't be hard to call this one again.
It's going to be Rashad Harp again, Coach?
Yep. And he's in.
And it's 13-0, fellas.
Real easy.
That was a great drive right there for APS. Just an outstanding drive. Kept it simple. Hit their screens. Kept everything very basic.
Well, and you let your athletes be athletes.
Yep.
You know, and that's and those guys are playing loose and free, and they're just having a good time. And boy, you let the athleticism has really showed out.
That ball is hammered.
The extra point is good. 1 minute.
Yeah, I don't know if that is Evan Gooden because he's listed as a
D lineman.
defensive lineman, but that doesn't look like a defensive lineman.
There is a kicker on here. It's Maitan Avasar from Midtown. But he was also listed as number 70.
Yeah.
As you can see right there, the records for the APS schools again. You can look at it and see the playoffs right there. You had 1st round for Carver, 1st round for Douglas, 1st round for Maynard Jackson, 2nd round for Mays, 1st round for North Atlanta, 1st round for South Atlanta, 1st round for Thorell, and 1st round for Washington. So a pretty successful year all the way around for APS.
Well, and you look at the records like for Carver, they're 2-8 and they're in the 1st round of the playoffs. There's only 4 teams in that region, and their non-region schedule was a killer.
Sure was. So it'll be 1st and 10 right here again for Bibb County, and they got to get something going on offense right here.
Wasn't one of their wins over Peach? Carver?
I don't know if they beat them or lost to them. I think they played them close. I think that was.
But it's just an example of the teams
Yeah.
they play outside of their classification.
That's pretty cool helmets right there.
With the horns on the side, you like that?
Rutland. A little chilly. Y'all heard that?
Indeed.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the 29 of Bibb County.
Oh, good.
Oh,
What a
man.
move.
That was really nice right there. He was tackled at the line of scrimmage, and
And if he don't make that move, there's going to be one heck of a collision in the backfield right there.
Jordan Green, right there, you see it. He makes 2 guys miss, and then eventually it's number 20 that gets him. That's Cornelius Kemp.
One thing that shows up real fast on film is the speed of APS, Coach.
I tell you what, they got some guys that can move.
The 2nd down and 5 right here.
Wow.
Case in point. Because that was Jordan Green on the carry again. He's brought down by number 45, Xavion Holman out of Best Academy.
And that'll be 3rd down and 7 after the loss of 2 right there.
Because we know that number 7, Jordan Green, can scoot.
Yes, he can.
And Mr. Holman is a defensive lineman.
And that right there will be the end of the 1st quarter, gentlemen. So we will go to the 2nd quarter. The APS up over Bibb County 14-0. thoughts on the first quarter?
I think APS is impressive. I think Bibb's got to utilize their weapons, spread the ball around, and some deception would be helpful.
They've tried to get to the edge some on the run game. And right now, like you said it early in the game about the front, APS's front is just dominating right now. And they're giving their linebackers free runs at running backs. So I would expect something like you said, some kind of bootleg, some play action, something like that to try to get in behind those linebackers, in that intermediate middle part of the field.
Well, if you look at the APS defensive front, looks like they're all defensive ends.
Yep.
They're not the big 360-pound guys. They're guys in there 270 or so and can fly.
And they're in that NASCAR package. We're going to just run.
Yeah.
But, it always worried me when I lined up, when I look across and it's nothing but eligible numbers. I'm like, this ain't good.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign for me.
So third down right here.
And they're going to blow that dead quick. They're going to call false start on Bibb.
First play of the second quarter, we do have flags.
It's going to bring up third down and about 12.
And you look like you were about to get sprint out game right there, Coach.
Yeah, and I was watching the defensive end for Mays for the APS, played at Mays, and I haven't seen him play a couple of times this year. Really good player, and he was not going to get reached. He was going to make the quarterback pull up, I can promise you.
You think he was working to the outside, Coach?
Oh, yeah. And, that's the thing. These guys all are well coached and have played the game a long time and seen a whole lot.
Oh, he dropped.
I'm surprised they didn't call a hold right there. Ball carried by number 17, Jaquavius Marshall. He's eventually brought down by number 44, Donovan Yon. I thought they were going to hit the tackle for the hold right there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he let go quick enough.
So now we get to the adventure of the punt again. There's the snap. Punt is away, and it's a good kick.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication between the punt returners there. Well, let's see if Bibb can mount a good defensive effort here and kind of flip the field and get some offense and give the offense some field position.
First thing they're going to have to do is stop. First thing they're going to have to do is figure out a way to stop APS.
Yeah, their offense looks like they've been practicing for a long time. They didn't miss a beat the first time they had the ball.
Sure did not.
which is really kind of a surprise for a game like this where the offense comes out and hitting on all cylinders.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the 26-yard line for APS. Still have Harpin at quarterback.
Give, he cuts it up quick. And there's some laundry on the ground.
Number 90 on the tackle there for Bibb County.
Oh, it's going to be a first down, boys. Face mask.
So kind of a gift right there for APS.
And right now they don't need any.
No, they're running pretty efficiently.
Oh, he turned the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, he went down on his knee. So I think they're going to call him down further back. Yeah, that official has it right there. Going to bring up second about 2. 1.5. Guys out there exchanging information.
Little pleasantries.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, they have not stopped this clock. It is rolling. I don't know if they've gone to the running clock.
Everything's run pretty much on schedule, though.
That's
So-
wrong. Yeah, I'm just saying in the first quarter they stopped it on a couple of things, and I'm got a good view of my clock right here, and this joker is rolling.
That is the best way to do it.
This formation is not legal.
And there's your flag, sir. There's another one to match it. You got matching flags. So you got one over there. There's one back on the other side.
Yeah, the old 5 guys in the backfield play doesn't work.
You know what?
So that'll bracket up from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7.
You and all your rules stifle innovation.
I know. I mean, you just keep getting in the way, don't they, Coach?
They do. I have great ideas. A lot of them violate the rules. That's
yeah, I always liked the one where you could play with 12.
The bad part is when you play with 12 and you can't stop people.
yeah. We've done that before. We played 12 with 12 3 plays in a row and couldn't stop the guys. It was terrible.
So 2nd down and 7 here after the penalty for illegal formation. Pistol set behind Harp.
Now we're legal. Going down the right sideline.
Got
Has a
him.
man. Can he pull away? Oh, he's going to be close right there. That ball caught, I think that's number 18, Winston Johnson Vega out of Midtown. And he's brought down by, I believe,
And
Tony Mathis, number 13, out of Westside.
APS is in the red zone again, Coach, and he threw that football. And when he threw it, the receiver was even with the cornerback.
Yeah,
And he just threw him open right there. That's all that was.
and let's guess what this play is.
Yeah, I would think quarterback run.
Something tells me there's not enough people on the field. Get the hand signal out to the side.
Oh,
Man, nice play by the defense right there, swarming into the backfield.
number 23, who we don't have a name for on their roster, came off the corner there, made a good play.
It's the player that shall not be named.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think they had enough people on the
Yeah,
field.
I think they were missing the tight end of that side, which gave that guy a free run off the corner.
That's one of the hardest things to do is change personnel in a all-star game. So now you got just a single wing look, all the power to the left, and there comes Harp, and he's going to score.
Okay, here's somebody in the stands screaming, QB run, QB run.
You think? And that's 20-0 right now.
And I tell you what, the offensive line's not messing around.
No.
Yeah, 51 right there.
He buried that cat.
Yeah.
They're not fooling around. And so That takes us to 20-0 as APS lines up for the extra point.
There's 4:03 to go in the first half. That was the fastest 8 minutes of a football game you'll ever see. So that ball is hammered.
Yeah, this young man is a good kicker. I'm guessing that must be Mr. Avazar from Midtown.
He hammers that thing. And he gets up fast. No, it's 21-0 now, APS. As you can see, the scores from today's earlier games: South Fulton 35, Clayton County 6. Douglas County scores with 3 seconds left to go in the game. Kicks the extra point to beat Henry County 14-13. Right now, you have APS up 21-0 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter against Bibb County. And tomorrow at noon, you'll get DeKalb County against Team Empowered.
The jeans with the fur.
I don't know why that made me laugh, but it's just the fact that you said that.
Yeah. It's good stuff, good stuff.
Now, let's see if Bibb County can get something on this kickoff return to jumpstart them a little bit.
Atlanta Public Schools lined up to kick it off.
So, 21-0. No onside kicks. That ball is smoked.
It's a little sky kick right there.
Nice cut.
Oh, good blocking out here.
That was a nice return right there by number 7, Jordan Green. Good job by number 10, Marcus Young Jr. out of Carver, Atlanta, coming over and popping him, knocking him out of bounds.
Wow. Get something good, just like we've seen all day long, something good, get a positive return, and it comes back for a penalty.
Right. That's just one of those things. Sometimes it goes like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just seems like you just can't get out of your way from messing up.
Been in that seat
Oh.
before.
If you hadn't, yeah, I mean, coaching long enough, because I mean, everybody's been there when the wheels come off.
It ain't no fun. So 1st and 10 now, ball backed up to the 19-yard line. New quarterback in the game for APS. That's KD. Oh, it's not KD Iverson. Who is that? Is that number 2? Jesse Bell is in.
Trying to get around the left edge, and it's not going to make it. That ball carried by number 5, DeWandre Riggins out of Southwest.
Cornelius Kemp from Schools Unknown made the play.
And like we said, speed.
Yes.
Because that looked like they had the edge right there when he got the ball, and then just shot out of a cannon right there.
Speed can make up for quite a bit.
Mr. Kemp shows up and makes the play.
You can make some mistakes if you can run people down afterwards.
That's the greatest defender. You know, if you're out of position a little bit and you've got speed to make it up, you know, that kind of solves a lot of the world's problems in football. So 2nd and 14. Doubles look for Bibb County.
Here comes motion. Fakes a jet. Quarterback dips inside.
Nice run by Bell right there.
And he's met by a host of APS players.
Well, that ain't Bell either. That's Marquise
And
Latner from Rutland.
There comes 2 flags flying in. That's going to be unnecessary.
Real estate?
But I appreciate the official trying to keep control of the game. Because when you let little things like that go,
Yep,
folks get upset.
in a hurry.
And then then there's got to be retaliation. And
That ball will be marked all the way up to the 30-yard line. That would also move the chain 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go in the first half.
so, like you just heard, a minute 35 left. APS up 21-0. Bibb County's got the ball and looking to make some progress.
Need something big to happen right here. There's some records from South Fulton. You have Banneker sitting at 4-6. The state runner-up in 5A, Creekside at 13-2. Langston Hughes at 9-3, 6A second round. Riverwood at 3-7. Tri-Cities at 2-8, and Westlake at 9-3, 7A second round. And Westlake had to go down and play Colquitt County, and that was a good football game as well. So 1st and 10, ball up to the 37-yard line right here. Doubles look for Bibb County. And that'll be 1st and 15 after the motion penalty.
We have more flags. It goes against Bibb County. False start. That ball is going back. 5
So
yards.
back to the 32 now.
1st and 15.
What does Bibb County got to do, Coach?
You got to get a first down. I mean, that seems crazy, but that's where you got to start. You got to get a first down. And then you got to string a couple of those together.
That Atlanta Public Schools defense has gobbled up
But I will say
the Bibb
that you're going to have to move the ball and score because they're going to.
Yep, so now you got a timeout from APS right here with 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go.
We do have a timeout. 1 minute, 21 seconds.
Oh, my bad, 121.
And it's second down and 20.
Yeah, more than that, I think.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the ball out quick. Try to get to the edge or something. You know, they're trying to drop back, and the front four from APS is pretty much dominating the line of scrimmage and the pass rush, and really don't have time to throw the ball.
So what you're saying is, Coach, it's time to screen them.
Yes, you got to screen, draw, throw a quick screen out there, throw the tunnel screen, anything to get the ball out of your quarterback's hands quick.
My personal favorite, the jailbreak screen.
So second and what looks to be 20-21.
Mm-hmm. I think you're probably right at it, 21 right there. There's your screen.
There it is.
Ball's out.
I wonder if they're going to call him down. I don't guess so. Huge for APS right here before half.
And they didn't run the clock in the stadium. It's still sitting at 121.
Good job right there.
Number 33, Messiah Scandrett from Maynard Jackson with the recovery. I'm not sure who caused it. You're Bibb County here. You got to get a stop.
Yep. And if I'm APS right here, if I have something that's trickery, I run it right now.
We got a new quarterback in the game.
Number 17, quarterback at Midtown, Ezekiel Teferi. Oh,
He
my
throws
word.
a pick. And what a great play for number 13, Tony Mathis from Westside Macon.
Yeah, that's a big play for them to.
They had to have the stop, Coach. Just
Yeah,
what
and they
you
got
said.
it, and that's good. That was a big play.
He's going to decline it because they're not going to take that holding penalty right there. So if you're Bibb County right here, Coach, you're trying to just get to halftime?
Yes. The way your offense has sputtered and you turn it over the last time, you don't want to give the ball back to.
If I can get a first down running the ball, I might take a timeout. That'd be the only way. If I could rip off a chunk run, I'd call a timeout.
So there's 109 left here in the first half.
Other than that, I don't want to give them the ball back.
Absolutely not. Quarterback zone read.
They about ripped his head off.
Twice, and he's still on his feet. What a run.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Really good individual effort right there
Absolutely.
by number 8.
That was a gain of 9, fellas.
Marquise Leitner.
And he almost lost his head 3 different times.
He was tackled by number 11, Zayden Benson.
Oh, got a run right there and a timeout.
Yeah, number 7, Green on the carry.
27, Brandon Powell on a tackle from Mays High School. Good tackle in the open field.
That will give Bibb County 2 timeouts left after that. And there you go, Coach. Got a first down running the ball, called the timeout. Take the shot down the field right here.
I mean, what you can't do is you can't throw the ball. You can't throw the ball early because if it's incomplete,
Yep.
you stop the clock. And I mean, we were talking about this earlier. If you've coached long enough, you've done something stupid. And, I can recall, somebody telling me, hey, let's just go to half. And I was like, we're up by 7 points. We decide to throw the ball. They pick it off, take it to the house. Now it's a tie game going into half, and I got to go sit in the corner and think about what I've done.
Yeah. While everybody in the stands calls you stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody in the stands got an opinion now.
So 1st and 10 right here. Looks like a run set to me. Oh, he's going to pull it out, throw the wheel route up the sideline.
Wow.
And that's going to be picked, and he stepped out. He stepped out. Had he not stepped out, I think that was fixing to be trouble. That ball's picked off by number 27, Brandon Powell out of Mays.
Yeah, that ball didn't have a chance. They had 2 guys covering, 2 defenders on that one receiver there. And
he's trying to force that one.
Yeah, he forced that one. And lucky for Bibb County that the interceptor stepped out of bounds, because if not, like you said, that may have been 6 again. Now, in answer to your question, if I'm APS, I'm throwing it all over the yard.
Absolutely. Got 2 timeouts left?
Oh, you're up by 21. There's no rules.
No, sir. I'm throwing it.
There are no rules. Coach Collins just said there are no rules. And if I'm Bibb, I'm playing back with 2 high safeties.
All this, let's be careful, let's go to half. No, we're chunking it down the field.
Tried to run it. And it looks like they may just be content to take it to half right there.
I still call timeout. Because even if I got a punt, you can't rush the punter. Because that's what I've been concerned. That's what I would have been concerned about. Okay, if we throw the ball 3 times.
And they called timeout with 3 seconds left.
Wow.
If we throw the ball 3 times and we end up having a punt, if they block the punt, that makes me a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. If you chunk the ball down the field and you score, you're a genius. Or you got guts. If you chunk the ball down the field and it gets picked off and goes the other way, you're an idiot. But that's one of those things about coaching. Is it's real easy when things don't go the right way for you to just go, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And it's easy to call sitting right here where we are.
He shouldn't have done that. I heard Vince Dooley talk one time, and he said that after they lost to Clemson, the AD came to him about 2 weeks later and said, I just don't understand why y'all just didn't give it to Herschel again. And he said, well, here's the thing. He said, you've had 2 weeks to think about this. I had 15 seconds. That's the difference.
So we get an empty set right here. Looks like Bibb County called a timeout. The old basketball. Let me see what they line up in, and I will adjust.
Well, that's where your 2 offenses come in.
That's right. You got to have 2 of them. Oh, man. Absolutely great. So it will be 2nd and 12. This will be the last play of the half.
You go full on trickeration, or you just throw it down the field?
You know, to me, if you had something where you could throw it to the outside guy on the 2 receiver side running across the field and have him catch it and pitch it to somebody coming back across this side of the field. But, I mean, the chances of running that in practice this week, they are just going straight down the field and throw. He's got him.
Well, he had him too.
Wow.
And that will take us to halftime.
Held it too long. If he throws that on time, I think that's a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he sure outran it, went right by the defensive back there.
Yeah, that's one of those things where no matter how many times you tell somebody, throw it early, throw it early, throw it early, they want to let him get 40 yards down the field before they throw it. Just throw that joker early and let him run.
And once again, you had all this time to think about that. He had 5 seconds.
Again.
I'm just saying, I pay attention to y'all's conversation.
We appreciate that.
I listen to what y'all are saying on that part. All right, let's talk a little bit about just high school football in general. I want to get y'all's, right now, it's a good old-fashioned halftime show. We got 10 minutes on the clock. Great first half for APS. Hopefully Bibb can come out and do something, or at least try to slow down APS overall-wise. Talk to me a little bit. I'm going to call on each one of you. Going with Craig first.
Okay.
Craig, talk to me a little bit about this NIL, dealing with high school football. Your thoughts, just, I mean overall-wise, positive, negative, based on being a high school coach yourself.
It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. It's coming, so you better learn how to adapt to it. And you've got to, if you're a coach in this day and age, you can whine and complain about the way things used to be, or you can adapt and take advantage of it. Right. So you better have,
So how do you take advantage of that?
You need to go and meet with people that are already in the process of doing it. So you need to, find out what the NIL parameters are going to be. First of all, so you stay inside the rule, because you don't want to be, a pariah in the GHSA because of it. And the second thing is you go to these, institutions that are doing it right now, and you find out how they do it, and you mold it to fit your system and how you're going to do it.
Okay. Butch, restructuring the whole entire classifications going into next year. When you first started coaching high school football here in the state of Georgia, highest classification went how high?
4.
It went 4. 4 was the highest.
Yep.
And they took the winner out of each region?
Yes.
Okay. There wasn't any 1 and 2. It was just the whoever won the region advanced to the playoffs.
Correct.
On that part. And then eventually it has grown all the way to 7 classifications. Tell me, was it just because you were able to sit back and kind of really watch, was it the idea got too big, got too small in other areas? Why do you think they decided to go ahead and shrink back to 6 at this point?
Well, you had some of the schools, especially in South Georgia, where you don't have very many teams in your region, and your travel is just horrendous.
Right.
And then you have places like the region that Carver, Atlanta was in. It was Carver, Douglas, Sandy Creek, and Cedar Grove. You're automatically in the playoffs, but Carver's 2 and 8. But you look at their non-region schedule, and they were all over the state.
And they had to be. They were trying to get themselves prepped. And they knew exactly what you just said. It didn't matter. They had to get they had to get ready for that experience.
And then you have to pick up games, and that's a hard part is when you're trying to find a game when everybody else is playing a region schedule.
Right. And
So-
everybody started going out of state. We
Right.
had teams in Alabama going to Alabama. We had teams going to South Carolina, down to Florida, up to Tennessee twice, trying to fill schedules in this situation. So I mean, that kind of definitely changed things this next year. What do you see happening with this reclassification? You had a chance to look at it. We'll have a later conversation about the whole classification and where that breaks down with all of these teams, let alone in Atlanta Public Schools and Bibb County. What do you think their number one goal was when they put these classifications together this go around?
Well, the idea of being able to fill a schedule with people that are close to you, and so that you don't have to travel all over the state for these region games. They talked in the playoffs with Camden County.
Yeah.
They were in the Metro Atlanta 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
And that's a haul.
It is.
And
It is.
And I think the first week they were even like Rome or somewhere
Right.
way up there. So,
It's amazing when it comes to playoffs. That would be
Right.
the one thing that I'd love to see, figure out how to settle that, because you do drive from one side of the state to the next. And a lot of that's wonderful and a great experience to go into different areas and different locations, and that's great. It'll be very interesting to see how, and this is going to go to Adam, your question right now. When you talk about where private schools are now broken up into classifications as high as 3A, if I'm not mistaken. But when they play the playoffs, it's going to be separate. What is your thoughts about that between private and public?
I mean, if you're not going to include them in playoffs, why not just let them play on their own? I mean, that's
From that, anything else on that one? I mean, it's very interesting how they're going to play a whole entire football schedule, and then it's going to go back to the point system, and how that's going to get broken down. Or should they, join in and be a part of whatever region they're part of?
Well, here's
classification.
See, that's I think if you're going to be part of it, you're part of it, or you're not part of it. So I don't know why you would exclude them from playoffs. I understand the concerns with private schools, and oftentimes people feel like private schools are able to recruit, and private schools are able to do this and do that.
Well, I'm asking because you were a athletic director of a private school, and
Right.
also head coach of a private school. So, and that's why the question went to you on that direction. It wasn't. So it was something that. Did you ever want to play a public school on your end?
Yes, and it's difficult sometimes to find public schools that will play you, because especially when you're small.
Yep.
Because it's the whole there's no winning here. If I beat you, so what? If I lose to you, oh no, I'm going to get fired.
But for the past year,
We've seen it happen.
Yeah, for the past year, 2 years, we've seen that with Trinity Christian not getting fired, but playing teams within their area. And next year, we do something we've never really seen. Eagles Landing Christian Academy in Henry County will play against teams in Henry County. Greg, talk to me a little bit of how you feel like that might affect the overall system within here in Henry County. Do you think that changes the concept of what Adam just mentioned?
I mean, it could. But we've seen, how the ebbs and flow of Elka lately,
right?
Because of coaching.
Back in the day when Stockbridge would play Eagles Landing Christian Academy, and it was bananas.
Yeah.
And even when Jonesboro would play them, you get Cross County in that situation. It's definitely interesting to see. Butch, you being a head coach involved in football across the board for many years, did you ever like playing somebody that was in lower classification with you, or would you rather play somebody higher if you had to play outside your region?
We never really had the opportunity to play anybody lower.
Okay.
We were always, and for whatever reason, whether it was a financial situation or what, we were always playing up. And
going on road trips?
Yeah, we went on road trips, and there were a couple of years that we went down to Lowndes County and played, which was a great experience for our kids. Wasn't real good for your football schedule and for your football record, but
right.
it was it was a tough situation to be in, and that happened because the teams that we had scheduled in Clayton County all of a sudden had to play each other in Clayton County. And so all of a sudden I have two voids in my schedule, and I'm begging basically.
Until somebody reaches out and say, yeah, you come down here and give them one of your home games, and let's do this in that overall situation. Definitely understand that. Well, great. these Senior Bowl classics, a lot of times seniors pass on this. Craig, you said that already. You said a lot of these, within this group of seniors, some of them can already go to college at this point.
I mean, we were just listening to the radio on the way home from practice the other day, and they were talking about how many early enrollees were already at practice for teams that were in bowl games. Like Georgia had a huge group of their early enrollees that were practicing in their bowl practices, man, and that's like a second spring training for them, and they don't want you playing in the APS versus Bibb County game if you could be at practice with them.
Yeah, you definitely want on that part. Adam, talk to me a little bit about how does that happen? Because you deal with a lot of academics and people graduating and what you got to have credit-wise. How do you get yourself ready that when you're a senior, you're ready to go come the end of your fall semester, ready to head out to college?
Well, typically what you're going to have to do is you got to have all your core knocked out, prior to a big part of it is that second semester worth of stuff. Mm-hmm. And, forever the way it was handled was you went to summer school and you did it. But now there's so many online options that are accredited through SACS that, your options are just wide open.
So if you're a 4 or 5 star and somebody's like, hey, you're going to get you're going somewhere.
I'm lazy, so I would never have done that.
Brother,
I'd have been like, I'm staying here and being
my senior year
and being a big fish in a little pond as long as I can. But for guys that are going to go play in the league, where you're looking at the C.J. Allen, the kid from Lamar County, which is right down the road from us, or from me. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, yeah, he should absolutely be an early enrollee because that guy's going to play on Sunday. And because when the kids were like, how good do you think he is? I said, that guy's going to be a star in the NFL.
So, so you're looking for that next level, where you're going on to next.
Right. If that's what's in the cards for you, and then he walks into Georgia, the guy in front of him gets hurt, and he's a starter. He was NCAA Player of the Week one week? He's for people like that, absolutely.
All right.
The Sammy Browns of the world, absolutely enroll early. But your average kid, I don't know, man. Enjoy being a kid.
Well, and too, Bo, on with the dual enrollment programs now, where these kids can start taking college classes. Well, if they take English 101, for example, it counts as a whole year of high school English.
Yeah, and then boom.
So so if you're you're one of these kids that is going to enroll early, then you just take that class and you wiped out your whole senior year of English.
Yeah, to be able to do that now. Do you think there's a more urgency about that? Because it really changes the whole concept of these. I'm watching the bowl games right now. I'm watching a lot of with the transfer portal. It's a lot of these are, secondary teams playing each other. It's amazing to watch these coaches say, hey, you talk about these all-star games where you put a bunch of people together and play a game in 4 days. They got to go to a bowl and travel with sometimes brand new rosters.
Minnesota had to bring a kid back to play quarterback.
Yeah, I'm watching. It's insane. Probably the most insane game today was Notre Dame and their opponent with Oklahoma State. Everybody was moving around and all over the place. Do you find that we're going to begin to see that with high school kids not even opting out of playoffs?
No, because what's happening is because this is just my opinion. The reason why they've let NIL trickle down is because
trying to keep them staying?
Trying to keep them here, because what we were getting ready to witness was going to be the death of high school football. Because, here's the reality. If my kid's a 5-star athlete and he's already a millionaire, why in the world would I let him play his senior year? I'm going to take him out to one of these quarterback whisperers in California and let them work on him like they would if he was getting ready for the NFL draft.
Well, didn't Quinn Ewers do that? Didn't he?
You're talking about the gentleman that went to Buford?
No, the guy that's a quarterback at Texas right now. Didn't he reclassify and go to Ohio State a year early, and so he could have that NIL money and then transfer from Ohio State to Texas so he could play?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a very interesting,
smart move.
Yeah, Butch, your thought about the portal and how it's affecting high school do you feel like it's affecting high school football?
Absolutely is.
Well,
let me ask Butch. You're the person that's really sitting, kind of taking it in and seeing the bigger picture from the transfer portal. Do you feel like where the recruiting was and to where it is now, Do you think it's hard for college coaches to come in and say, hey, we want your kid to come, we want your son or your daughter to come with us when there is this transfer portal across every sport?
If I've got a kid now that's going to sign, I'm going to say sign with your first offer, and then you transfer the next year. You know why? You don't have to go. I mean, you go to Texas and you may get some money the first year, but you're behind 4 guys that are 4- and 5-star players, so you're going to transfer out anyway. So
it's like a condensed free agency.
Oh,
what it is.
It's horrible.
It is,
in my opinion.
There's no education. I mean, there is no education.
No.
I mean, I nothing better than when you'd see an athlete leave after their junior year and go somewhere in professional leagues, and then come back and get their graduate and get their diploma.
Well, hey, here's one for you. How long has that been going on in high school where kids just, I said to a guy one time, we live in the age of high school free agency, where kids just up and leave.
And as long as you can prove it and show everything that you need to show, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Well, how long until we go the route of Florida where they say if you can get there, you can go there?
Yep,
right.
I'm waiting on it.
I know you are. I know. And then it just changes again. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta Public Schools is up 21-0 over Bibb County. I'm Bowman Michael. Got Butch, Adam, and Craig on the call. Gentlemen, take it over. I'll see you at the end of the third quarter.
All right, so we're getting ready to start this third quarter right here. Bibb County will kick to APS. And, Coach, Bibb County obviously has to get a stop, but what do they need to do on offense to kind of
offensively, they got some weapons. Jordan Green, Marcus Leitner, they've got guys who can go, but I think you got to spread out. You got to use motion and misdirection, some deception to get things going and give your quarterback easy throws, get some rhythm going, and, just mix up your calls. You got some guys, but then at the flip side of that is how much of that can you do because you've only had 4 practices, so that's the –
ball's out.
It's easy for me to say.
Nice play right there. Number 44 right there for Bibb County on the tackle. That's Mikael Johnson, a defensive lineman from Howard. And I've probably seen him once or twice.
Now they need to get a stop here, and they need to figure out how they're going to stop APS because if they can get a stop here and get a short field, then they have a chance.
It's a good job right there by Torrin Kemp just to get back and get the ball up.
Yeah.
Number 9 for APS.
So 1st and 10, ball is at the 15-yard line for APS. And this is a huge series of downs right here for the Bibb County defense.
But, they always say the first 5 minutes of the third quarter determines the game.
There's an inside give for about 6.
And again, if you're going to let me get away with that and I'm up by 3 touchdowns, got a big man down. That's not a good sign.
And that is something you do not want to see. Especially in this game right here where, everybody's out here playing, doing this to try to, either play one last football game or put one more game on film for somebody.
I think that's Chance Cunningham out of Maynard Jackson.
Tomorrow we get an opportunity to see DeKalb County take on Team Empowered. Talk to me a little bit about the overall. I mean, there's a lot of schools.
Absolutely.
I saw that and I was like, I got to throw that up there. In this situation, you got a lot of teams. You got Tucker was in the first round. You got Stevenson in the Elite 8. Redan made the first round. Then you get Dunwoody in the first round. Columbia Elite 8. Chamblee in the first round. State champions Cedar Grove. Arabia Mountain in the first round. Congratulations to Arabia Mountain winning their region as well. Overall wise, when you have that, DeKalb's not that big of a county to have that many schools to get that particular record. With all those schools. Talk to me a little bit about that experience with that many schools in one county.
Got to have a lot of people condensed in one area right there,
you
man.
Do. And you talk about busing and everything else in that direction. Go ahead, Butch.
Well, they're spread out over.
They are
over numerous classifications too. So that's the, you go from 2A to 6A, I guess. So
some of them are, and some of them are playing no league at all, no region at all. Like,
Yeah.
for example, Druid Hills.
Cross Keys.
Yep, Cross Keys as well.
Is Clarkston in a region?
The answer is yes.
But in that game tomorrow, 17 of those teams will play.
They will.
17 of those teams will be represented, I should say.
And Fellowship has teams from throughout the state mostly, or are they in a particular area? Team Empowered, not Fellowship, sorry.
Fellowship, you got me saying it. Team Empowered.
Yeah.
Team Empowered, I mean, it's more folks out our way, out my way.
I saw that.
You know, with the exception of South Gwinnett, everything else is kind of out. You got Flint River, Upson, East Coweta, Noonan, Northgate, Hurd, Harris, Landmark Christian, Sandy Creek, Troop, Banneker, the Heritage School, McIntosh, Spalding, and Temple.
Okay.
You know, it's all kind of folks out a bit.
Right.
Not that McIntosh is out, but I mean it's
Fayette County.
right. It's still Metro, but you got quite a few non-Metro.
Good tackle.
Number 90 there for Bibb County.
Yeah, APS just staying with what they do. You know, they've thrown a bubble screen right here. They had a run for 5 yards and a little fake on the run and throw a bubble screen, follow it up with a quick screen. They're just getting the ball out of their hand nice and easy. You know, now you're starting to see the corners press up a little bit right here from Bibb County. And then you get it'll be 1st and 15 after the false start.
Whitecap's cold, guys. I'm just
Well,
letting you
you
know
really-
that.
He's had his hand in his pocket for a while.
Buddy, he was like, I'm going to wait till somebody tells me what the signal is. And he didn't even signal it.
Oh,
they called a timeout. Okay. So no flag on the play.
Who called timeout?
The team.
That's right. The team called it.
Yep. And you go ahead and give it to Bibb because Bibb was on defense.
All right.
You know, if you're Bibb County, you're putting your corners on islands out there, walking them up, and it hasn't proven very effective so far because they just get outrun.
No, you should tackle those guys.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just as soon as they come online, just tackle them.
I worked with a guy one time that told the officials before every game, he said, look, you just go ahead and get ready to throw the flag because we're going to line up on these receivers and we're going to beat them up. And he said, if you want to throw a flag on every play, you can throw a flag on every play. He told them pregame. And our guys just went out there and just lined up face-to-face with those dudes, and it proceeded to be just absolutely the most physical thing you'd ever seen.
What did the ref call flags?
We got maybe a couple.
Okay.
But no, our guys were, and he said that, just let them know what it was going to look like, but our guys were really good.
Okay.
So it made it easy.
I'll tell you what, I've always been a better coach when my players were good.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 right here.
Nobody's going to make a comment on that at all. We're just going to let that ride. Ooh.
Oh. Perhaps
No.
That was the old slow mesh.
Lock him up.
Yeah,
Good job
that was
for
not
Bibb.
good. Nice play right there by number 43, Ethan Ellington out of Howard.
I do hope Bibb was the one that called the timeout because you're going to come out of a timeout and run that play with that. that would be a scratcher.
Yeah, that's one of those times you get the yelling from the stands. You could have not called a timeout and done that one. Yeah, that's one of those stands.
You've heard that before.
Oh
Is that what you're
yes,
saying? Is that
one of
what
those little nuggets from the stands.
where you try not to turn around.
Yeah, where you just like,
Yep.
yeah, if I turn around, I think it's gonna come out of this.
No, nothing's going to good.
I got to go to work Monday.
So doubles look on 2nd and 19 right here for APS. Gonna take the shot.
And
So
it's
that's
what they
picked,
needed.
headed down the left sideline. And, that's one of those things. Like, if you're going to be real, Bibb needs them to donate a little bit. They're going to need help climbing back in.
Number 21 with the interception there. Tibion Smith from Howard. And that's the quarterback on just like right before half, Craig. We talked about throw it early because the post pattern was open and he woefully underthrew that ball.
Yeah, you got to let it go, man. That's why when you hear a kid, you used to tell a kid, I want him to catch it between 18 and 22 yards, and they all look at you sideways. That's because you can't throw it more than 18 or 22 yards accurately.
Well, what do you think causes that? Do you think that's overconfidence in their arm, or do you think it's fear of throwing it to a covered guy, or?
I think it's watching TV.
Okay.
Ooh, little bobble.
Nice run.
I told you now, he's a player.
And Bibb's just going to line up, and they're going to try to be more physical now, it looks like, than.
Well, if we look back to the playoffs, we watched Lee County climb back into a game against Douglas. I mean, where they were down 21-0.
Yeah, and they didn't climb back in and throwing the ball. They just lined up and ran right. Said, "Here we go."
Yeah, we're coming at you. What you gonna do about it? Because really, if you spread the field, like the more you look at it, if you spread the APS's defense is so fast.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're playing into their hands.
So Bibb is in the red zone after that sideline one penalty.
Oh, wow.
Now it'll be second and goal right here.
Somebody said student body left, and they said, we can do this.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of people up there on the line of scrimmage, and they're just coming right now. We talked about the defensive front from APS looking like defensive ends, and there's not a lot of beef up there.
And they're just going to line up and do it again. And it's a touchdown.
Great job for Bibb County. Great response coming out of the half. As a wise man once said, that wears number 79, said the first 5 minutes of the third of the second half is the most important. It really is. And if not, maybe it's the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game. I don't know.
Well, no, it's the first quarter, the third quarter.
It's always about the 7th loss. Then you're like really wanting to know what.
Or oftentimes the first third of the third quarter. That's
I am trying not to hit Beaver, brother. I am doing my best.
Well, I don't want to get Biebered.
No, I don't. We're on too many structures right now that I don't want to get banned. So I'm going to stay status quo.
Kick is up, and it is good. And that's number 0, Evan Horton from Rutland High School. Successful on the PAT attempt. And now it's 21-7, fellas.
And, that way to exploit the turnover.
Be able to get a score off of the turnover is so important because you're talking about really a change of the potential 14-point swing.
And it was interesting that they came out after the turnover and they just went right to that, we're going to run right at you.
That seemed to be rather effective.
It did. And if you remember right there when they had the weird punt play, they came out and got the first down on 4th and 2 on that. So, we're sitting here looking about 8:20 to go here in the third quarter, and we got ourselves a football game now. And
I'd say pump the brakes a little bit there, but I'll just say that out loud.
Well, I mean,
I know.
We want people to watch.
I know. I'm just messing, man. Could you imagine people trying to, the 2 announcers trying to call the, what game was it? The LA Raiders? No, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the
San Diego?
Yeah. But I watched the whole game because I wanted to see what was going to happen. And when it gets that out of hand. But in this situation, later than not, little fumble.
That's the second time.
This may
Big,
go to the house.
huge hole right here.
This may go to the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
made a decision.
That right there is a dagger in the heart, sir.
And
And we used to have a football game.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole idea.
Wow.
Why kick it to him?
We drive down. We got a turnover. We drive down the field of the school, and everybody's feeling all pumped, and they're like, here we come, baby, here we come.
Don't kick it.
And then they return the kickoff, and you're like, all righty.
It's Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry from South Atlanta running real fast.
Heller. He's Heller.
And there was a big gaping hole there. to
Yeah,
run
coach
through.
saw that. He was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, they coverage or no coverage or good blocking or a combination because, boy.
Now, did you ever coach special teams at Butch?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Craig?
Absolutely.
Okay, Adam?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. All right, so what would you – how do you – because there's a difference coaching kickoff and then kickoff return. Let's just talk about kickoff, staying in your lanes. How did it, all three of you deal with kickoff team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I was never on it based on my speed. They felt like I needed to not
come
make it fair for everybody.
Yes, because you would have gotten down there before the
I
ball
was.
landed.
Bottom line, on that part. How do you convince and really try to instill players to stay in their lanes? Because that's what happened. A lane breakdown occurred in this, and if we could bring it back, we would have. But let's not. How do you go about making sure they stay in their lanes?
I always had. We used to always do a drill where we put the kickoff team in a 5x5 setting, and we got guys lined up with hand shields, and we kicked the ball into a corner, and those guys sprinted, and what they did was they learned how to take on the block with the appropriate shoulder pad.
So they don't get pushed out of their lane.
And not only that, but getting back in it. So we wanted them to have contact without doing it, full speed. And it was with a place where we didn't have a whole lot of players. So it ended up working out really good for us because we could run the lanes, we could make a contact, defeat a block, get back in our lanes, and then squeeze to the ball. And, when we started doing it that way, it helped a whole lot.
Now, Butch, when you watch film and you realize the kid was outside the lane, was he automatically cut, or did you try to
no,
work through it?
No, you would try to work through it. We would. Our idea was a little different. We were going to avoid the first block.
Oh wow!
And run through the second block.
Okay.
But you
went out of the lane and came back in.
Right, but
okay.
but we also, we knew, okay, we're all avoiding right or we're all avoiding left, because if you have one guy avoid right and the next guy to him goes left, you've opened up a big space.
And you might have hit each other.
Right. So we were, we would work on that, and we kind of like Craig said, you put the guys out there, and because those front five, they're out there, but how many of those front five get a block on the kickoff team?
And that's,
on the kick return.
So what you would say, would y'all avoid the first 30 yards?
We would avoid that first line, and then we would try to run through the second line.
Now, Adam, were you a pop-up kicker where you were like, hey, let's pop it up and let's try to get it, or not, or kick it as deep as you can, and let's cover
if it's my call, we're either sky kicking it or onside it every time.
Okay.
And I say that with the utmost confidence of a guy who's not a head coach right now. Because it's easy. I can't tell you the number of times I tell somebody else, hey, man, onside kick it. Because it's easy to do when you're an assistant.
Yeah.
Just be like, onside kick the ball, man.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, there's some memories as a player and a coach where I was never a head coach, but watching that reaction where they do something, you're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. Just to tell a story.
You should never listen to me.
Story. There was a guy. We're not going to talk.
Y'all always bring this up, man.
Buddy, hey, you know where I'm
and
going.
I'm not the one. I was the recipient, so I don't ever bring it up.
I know. We're all in the middle of playing this game at Mundy's Mill Middle School. It was a junior high back in the day. It was middle school then. And my team, Adam was a part of this team. Craig, not yet. Almost. Butch was on the other team. And we're down. I mean, when I say we're down, I mean, we're like 6 feet under with like
smacked.
a steel plate on top of us.
We're absolutely getting smacked.
And the defense coordinator thought it'd be a great idea to kick an onside kick because we just scored. So let's take an advantage. The quarterback. Let's catch him off guard. Well, we weren't really prepared for it, and when we kicked the onside kick, as you said, who really touches anybody? The front person for the opposing team picks it up and runs it back 45, 50 yards for a touchdown. And that guy was never allowed to call special teams ever again. And we still joke about it to this day.
That's so funny, man.
Oh, it was rough. It was rough. We all just looked at each other.
He texted me the other morning, told me Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, and if he was listening now, he'd be, I'm not going to mention no names.
He knew exactly who you were talking about if he was listening.
It was some rough stuff. Even if one of his brothers was listening, we'd still know that story. But, yeah, that's why, as you say, kick onside kick every time. No, I'm good, Well, we're third down and about 11 here. Bibb County with the ball trying to respond to a, what would you say, 80-yard kickoff return or about
90?
About a 90, and he caught it on the 10.
Yeah, well, he had to go pick it up at the 10.
Right, yeah. Those rules of special teams.
Just enough time to let people get out of their lanes.
No.
Oh, open.
Oh.
Just didn't get it to the sideline.
Good break by the
Yeah, that's a nice break by number 21, Dwight Russell.
He had him for the first down right there, too. Now it's got a chance, fellas. This punt don't get out of bounds right here. There's a chance that we have another return. I guarantee you that APS won't try to block it this time, though.
No.
Oh, great job by the returner to try to split them.
He was close.
Yes, he was.
Great field position for APS.
So 1st and 10 for APS. Ball is at the 44-yard line, or the 45-yard line of Bibb County. And, you know, APS, they haven't scored. What are they doing? They backing it up? 49?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Kentucky 35, Clemson 38, and that's the final. And right now,
So APS has gone back to Rashard Harp at quarterback.
By the way, Kentucky had 3 back-to-back turnovers.
They had 4 in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
according to my source.
Yeah, unnamed source, I like that.
There's the bubble screen. Nice defense out there.
Yeah. 26 on the tackle, which is Justin Prayer out. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong team. 26 is Jabriel Williams from Howard.
Those guys at Howard can play a little defense. Been there and done that. They play a very physical brand of football.
They fly around, buddy.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the 49 of Bibb County. And what has been a pretty dominant performance by APS tonight. Shallow cross right there. Wow.
The ball keeps getting underthrown.
I'm wondering if the wind's having anything to do with that, because it's pretty cold and windy out there today. So 3rd and 10, ball still at the 49. And if I know Harp was starting to roll to his right, but the guy he ended up throwing the ball, when he came up, when the break happened, he was wide open in the middle of the field.
And that guy coming across on that shallow cross was flying.
Yes, he was. It wouldn't surprise me one bit right here if they lined up and ran just Harp on a running play.
It's gonna get you 5 yards.
Get you in a position to go for it on 4th down, is what you're saying, Coach?
That is what I'm saying.
He may not have called it, but he's going to run it anyway. Ooh.
Oh, good move. Good job waiting on his block.
And he left somebody looking for the rest of their ankles right out there at about the 35-yard line. And Mr. Harp has had himself an outstanding day. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns. He had the long completion. Set him up, 1st and goal at the 2. And he's had a pretty nice performance in this.
Yeah, he's definitely played well.
Inside give right here. Run out of bounds at the 11 as APS enters the red zone again.
That's Vance Reed out of Best Academy. I mean, it just seems like there's just dudes on top of dudes on top of dudes.
That's because there are, Coach.
Yeah, what you said earlier, Adam, you know, coaching's easy when you got all these guys. When you got the Johnnies and Joes, it's easy to coach.
Yeah, you can pretty much draw up whatever you want to if you got somebody to run it.
Yeah, you can just draw it up in the dirt, and here we go. This is what we're going to do. When mine are better than yours, doesn't much matter.
Yeah, you know, you were talking about these corners rolling up in the receivers' faces, and the receivers just running by them.
Yeah.
2nd and 1 right here.
Nice play by the
That's a really nice
13.
job. He's got to be from West Side. Tony Mathis.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really good play there because that looked like that was going to be a big gainer for the offense, if not a score.
I thought he was just going to turn it on and run to the edge right there. Mathis obviously had the angle for him to stop and cut it back like that, but that thing opened up, and I was like, here he goes.
Yeah.
Quarterback run. Got number 8 in the backfield right now, Quintarian Kelly from Mays. And it's going to be 4th down, fellas.
No. Big time. Seniors at work. Game tackle. Lost about 2 yards. Atlanta Public Schools go back. 4th down. 3.
So it's 4th and 3 right here.
Decision time. The coach.
Not no decision down. They're going for it. And they're just bleeding the clock here in the 3rd quarter. We're down under a minute.
Fans going defense. Here's my Atlanta Public Schools. And they going offense.
Yeah, they're going.
He tried to force it in there.
Yeah, there were a lot of bodies.
That'll bring up 1st and 10. Turnover on down.
Big stop by.
Yeah, that's huge. Kind of giving up that kick return to be even a bigger deal.
Yeah. That's probably one of the most, that would be one of the most, you know, how can I say it? If I was tasked with coaching one of these teams in this, you know, in this event, knowing that I had to have live kickoff and kickoff return would make me lose sleep. Everything else I'd feel okay about, but knowing I had to get, you know, 22 guys that could run up and down the field, then you have to have a depth chart for that. If something happens to somebody.
People forgetting to go out.
Mm-hmm.
People not wanting to go out and not hustling.
Ball's on the ground. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
Bibb County will lose a few yards.
And that's one of those things right there. Everybody laughs about, you know, playing with somebody that you haven't played with all the time. You know, if you're a taller quarterback and you have a running back that's shorter, and you do that, that's why the ball ends up on the ground. So we go to the 4th here at Lakewood Stadium. APS 28, Bibb County 7. So.
And that was a good quarter, even though they didn't make a dent in the score. That was really a good quarter for Bibb County.
It was.
You know, they were down 21-0 at half, and even though they're still down 21, at least they were able to get a touchdown, move the ball down the field a little bit, had a big stop on defense. So
The best thing I like about it, it's really 7-7, and that's how you look
It
at it.
is.
I mean,
Second half is 7-7.
you talking about, and it's your job to win the second half.
Man, you sound like you've heard some of my basketball speeches.
and get low.
Yeah. and be able to do that, that would be the best thing to come across, is if Bibb can actually come back, get a score on this long drive here, 12 minutes, and come away with a 14-7 second half victory.
The 12-minute drive, you say?
Yeah, let's get a 12-minute drive. Hey, talk to me about the past games. You have that in front of you right now. Greg, talk to me about the scores. When did Bibb join?
So
senior.
2018, you had Muskogee County and South Fulton and Clayton County and APS.
That was the first
That
ever
was the
time they did
first.
the Senior Bowl Classic in
And
2018.
Bibb joined in, it looks like in 2022.
Did we have a 2019 game?
2019 game was Clayton County 42, Muskogee 14. Oh, got him. Got him.
Oh,
Oh, come on, that's
and we're
15.
gonna have 15
That's
more.
15.
Hey, guys, y'all got to look at both screens and make sure I take things off. Because once
I
again,
know because you missed the
I
play
did,
earlier.
and I just missed it again because I'm hitting having conversations with y'all trying
What
to.
are we gonna do? We
I'm
need
going to be quiet.
whoever our producer is needs.
Right, I'd fire him. I'd fire him. Sorry about that, Mom and Dad. We'll make sure we have that on the huddle version so that he can make himself highlights.
Yeah, so in 2019, you had Clayton County 42, Muskogee County 14, and APS 28, South Fulton 7. In 2018, you had Muskogee County 28, South Fulton 20, and you had APS 28, Clayton County 3. And I remember that game because remember APS throwing the long bomb on the last play of the game for a touchdown, Adam. Then in 2021, you had APS 17, Douglas County 14, Henry County 16, DeKalb nothing, Clayton County 17.
Got him again.
That's
Oh.
a penalty. South Fulton 7.
He pushed him.
Yep. And then in 2022, you had South Fulton 14, Douglas County 12. You had whoever EMP is.
Where at?
Empowered.
Empowered, Bibb County 13, Empowered 7. Henry County 6, Clayton County nothing. And APS 31, DeKalb 14.
And you've got
And
Bibb County doing a better job pass protecting right now. And the quarterback's able to get the ball out. He's made 2 really good throws.
We've gotten into a trip set. There's a quarterback draw. Gain of a yard will bring up 3rd and 9. So this is 4-down territory no matter what now if you're Bibb County.
Oh yeah, you're. I mean, I don't know that you'll have 3 possessions.
That's true. You're
Yeah.
going to have to get a donation.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't onside kick, so you're going to have to generate turnover.
And they're running the clock continuously, so it's already under 10 minutes.
So whatever you're doing, you better hurry up.
So you got trips to the right, gun backfield.
Single coverage, corner, safety
Here comes
blitz.
the edge blitz down here. Nice pickup. Oh, he's got a chance if he can turn the corner right here. He's going to run out of bounds at the 44.
Nice catch right there by Jaquavius Marshall. Heads up move to get out of bounds.
1st and 10.
Pick up a first down. Entering Atlanta Public Schools side of the field.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the APS 44 right here. I'd really like to see Bibb County score right here. Kind of shift this thing, you know, put a little onus on APS's offense. And they're just letting them throw that thing out there quick if they want to. Ooh.
Gee.
Oh, they got a hold.
Oh, roughing the passer, coach.
Okay, that's good news if you're Bibb. That's great news for them.
15 yards. All the way to the 29-yard line of Atlanta Public Schools. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in your ball game.
Carmelo Mays from Southwest down here having a good time with the APS sideline.
Yeah, they were.
There's nobody covering any receiver up there. See that, Coach?
That's where they go.
Oh, really
That's a
good.
great
Nice
tackle.
open field tackle.
That's a great tackle.
Number 29 right there, Ahmad Ellis out of Maynard Jackson with a great open field play.
And what quick reaction.
Yes.
Boy.
Because, I mean, I throw that all day long.
I'm still throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's 12 yards back and then makes a play for a 1-yard gain.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was a really nice job. Open field tackling is one of those things that's kind of become a lost art in football. And some of it's because of the skill position. These guys get in the open field, and you're kind of at their mercy now. Got it singled up over here again. Oh,
Under pressure, just trying to dump it off right there.
that was fixing to be a huge play.
I don't understand what's happening.
The coach from Bibb is, well, I don't know if it's the coach, but
Well, they stopped the clock.
He's taking him to the other side of the field.
yeah, that may be somebody running the somebody that's in charge of the game, not wanting this thing to get out of hand or something. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 8 right here. And if he would have gotten that pass complete after the way everybody reacted up to him, they'd have been running for a long time.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
nowhere to go right there.
Wish he would have stayed outside.
Thought he saw a crease, but those
Yeah.
creases closed quick.
We talked about it all day. Their speed to the ball is impressive.
So here's the game right here.
Yeah. You got to score right here, because if you don't, the next time you get it back, it's going to be under,
Might be over.
Yeah, you may not get it back.
that is true.
If you do get it back, you're down 7 more.
You might want to take a timeout.
Yeah, talk about what you want to do.
Hey, if we can, break down what happened earlier and then talk about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Well, I'll take earlier.
I like that.
Earlier, South Fulton
I have to deal with him every day,
put
Butch.
on a clinic.
Every day.
Put on a clinic against Clayton County, where they scored on special teams, on defense, and a little bit on offense.
There you go.
At one point, they had more defensive touchdowns than first downs.
That's interesting.
So it was a really exciting game, and poor Clayton County, every time they got something going, something awful would happen. They'd get a turnover and they'd give it right back for like a scoop and score, or they'd make a big play down the field and then they'd throw a pick six. It was just, it was one of those times where you can't get out of your own way. And then the second game was really slow to start, kind of a defensive battle, and I guess probably about 3 minutes into the third quarter, it was still 7-0. Douglas, and then there was an offensive explosion that occurred.
All right, here we go with the 4th down and about 8.
He got the comeback route. Oh, he tried to throw a double move. Oh.
They're going to call pass interference.
Yep.
They get the call, and the game is still alive, people.
Wow.
Yeah, the defensive coach in you is like, no. Yeah.
That ball was on the money, too. That could have been or should have been a touchdown. The receiver dropped that ball.
It's an over-the-shoulder catch. It's a hard catch. Not an impossible. He had his hands open. It was right on point.
Oh, he's calling offensive.
No.
Did they call offensive interference?
That's what he signaled.
Nuh-uh.
Oh,
Okay.
Now he's getting it right.
I was about to say, what did he do?
Yeah.
He didn't catch the ball, people,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, that's offensive.
Once I cannot click buttons right now, man. Yeah, I am going through very happy thoughts in my head right now.
Doing the happy dance.
Yep.
Doing the
All right.
happy dance.
Feeling the flow.
Tomorrow, noontime, be with us here on Score 58, YouTube, good old-fashioned Vimeo, DeKalb County taking on Team Empowered. And then, most importantly, stay tuned with us. We're going to have a great game. The Rising Seniors, known as the Georgia Junior Bowl, 2:30 kickoff. Going to be great athletes of the future of high school football getting ready for their senior year. A lot of fun. Sit back and enjoy us. Craig and Alex will be on the call. Adam will be watching Auburn. And Butch will be enjoying getting close to becoming a, I won't say it. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm old, so
I know. You better.
So, going back to the power set right there for Bibb County. Gain of 5, and we're going to get a timeout right here for APS with 5:56 to go. So they gained 5 right there, and APS was like, we're not playing this.
How we got beat, how we got scored on us before. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we're not playing this super power football game right here with four guys down. Fixed to change the way we approach this.
In a Senior Bowl classic like this, and I'll ask, we'll go with Butch first. Should all players play?
Oh, sure. I mean,
Okay.
you know, they're all-stars.
Right.
If you're on an all-star team, you should play. You know, now how do you get them in there? What do you do? That's, you know, that can be an issue. But, you know, the rosters aren't that big. It's not like you have 70 kids.
Right.
So
yeah.
there's, you know.
Everybody's playing on Bibb.
Do not ask Adam this question.
I mean, you know,
I could hear his voice already. He was giving some special effects in the background, and I'm like, yep, not going to ask him just yet. I will. I'll ask you.
It was great.
I'll
No,
come
you
back.
have to be the player that's actually on the roster
Yeah.
that we get. So 2nd and 5 here. Ball's at the 9. Cut it back.
Wow.
That's like the 3rd time he's made that move where he just ducks underneath somebody. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 9.
All right, Adam, you got this big roster. Should everybody play?
Everybody should.
Okay.
Everybody won't.
Okay.
And you have to be, as
Well,
Craig
I
said.
feel like if it's a showcase where you're, you know, if you've been picked to be there, I feel like, you know, it's the old adage of, and you've experienced this, correct? That's why you're laughing.
Yeah, we've had a kid show up one time. We picked one kid. He didn't show up. They sent another kid in his place who was not a senior.
Okay.
And
Like-
didn't tell us.
Yeah.
The school just sent somebody else?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we had a kid show up one time that was hurt.
We were like, why didn't you tell us you were hurt, man? I didn't think it was a big deal. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Touchdown. Oh, they dropped it.
dropped it.
Come on, 5.
Oh,
Come on,
man.
5.
That was a great throw. He dropped that in the bucket in the back
Where
corner.
is this quarterback from, gentlemen? Howard? Where's he from?
He is
He's West Side
from
Macon.
West Side.
Yeah,
Macon.
West Side.
West Side Macon.
They can throw it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes,
they throw the
can.
ball quite a bit.
They do. They unfortunately ran into, if I'm not mistaken, Bainbridge.
That would not be a good thing to run into this year.
I think that's who they ran into the playoffs.
So 4th and 5, ball is at the 9. They can still get a first down without scoring right here. 4:48 to go here in the 4th quarter. 28-7, APS over Bibb. Here comes the doubles look. Oh.
Okay. I won't say it.
And they will turn it over on downs.
Yep, that's rough. But it's a good play call.
It was the quarterback.
Everything was right there.
Quarterback was Marquise Latner from Rutland right there. And he had been the one in previously running the quarterback design run plays.
And they had it set up perfectly.
Oh,
They in bought, and everybody came up or bit.
He was out there, and he had the running back running wide open in the flat. That was a really nice design.
That's a loft. it's hard if you zip it. It's
That's one of those plays where it looks good to put it in, and then if it's not your guy that's been running it all year, it may be a little bit rough.
4 minutes, 44 seconds left to go in the ball game.
So APS comes back out. Harp at quarterback. They're deciding who's playing offensive line where. Got 2 to the right, 1 to the left.
53's
Power back.
yeah. Ooh,
Holy smokes.
make my
Bad
neck
man.
hurt, guys. I'm
Gain
head out for a massage right now. That Adam, just get off your head, Fick. Come help me out, man. Need a little readjustment right there. That was, on both ends right there.
Wrote a song about it.
Wanna hit? Here it goes.
That was just a devastating block right there.
It was.
We have the obligatory brought his own football in, threw it, and hit the defensive lineman right in the mush.
Only an all-star game.
Yes.
You see that.
An outstanding toss to the sideline by the official right there.
Hey, one hop.
One hop. The corner dodged it.
Yeah, he did. 0-0, I think. Is that 0-0 or is that 44? It's 44.
Same play. No, straight lead this time. And number 44 made the play.
He just needed a readjustment to get ready to go. That was all that was.
I like the APS jerseys. I like that.
We
I
can
like
read
that,
the numbers, guys.
I like that color.
We can read the numbers.
I like Bibb County's uniform.
Both of them. I'm very happy about that.
Yes.
We have an all-star game tomorrow that it's going to be at high noon.
It's going to be rough.
No, but we're not calling the Legacy Bowl. It's Hustle versus Hype and Chrome Numbers.
Okay.
In the sun. That's awesome.
That is an Adam Collins going, I can't help y'all. I don't know what
I can't see anything on his jersey.
And nothing but blinded. For us redheaded people, we just get sunburned in games like that, the reflection.
Screen.
Run.
What a move.
Good grief, he's special with the football.
To feel that pressure and to move.
1st and 10.
I mean, he's made really good decisions other than holding the ball too long sometimes. I felt like he's made really good decisions most of the night.
That was supposed to be a screen. You see the back hooked up. It's supposed to be a middle screen. And the defensive lineman didn't rush. He said, okay, you want to cover him, I'll just run the screen. Should be quarterback draw. So 1st and 10, going deep.
Wow.
Pass intended for number 5, Darian Harden.
He had him again, just one underthrows.
That was a good job of the receiver of slowing down, using his body to shield the defender. Somebody's coached that guy pretty good.
Yeah.
Glad they found him.
It's good news. Good news.
Going to take the shot again.
It was pretty good coverage that
That
time.
was really good coverage. Now it's 3rd and 10 with 2:05 left to go in the game.
They have that as Mikael Johnson, the defensive lineman, on that coverage.
You're saying there's 2 44s on the field. Is that what you're telling me?
I guess. 'cause
There are.
is-
There's a corner down here is number 44. The defensive end is number 44. Okay, then.
You can't do that.
All-star games bend the rules. Quarterback run right here, Coach.
Might as well.
Jet.
Oh, good cut.
That was a great cut.
Run right there by Tyler Perry.
4th and 3. Tyler Perry had the huge kickoff return for a touchdown. Oh, they're going to the heavy set right here.
DeKalb County, Empowered for Life All-Stars. DeKalb County versus Empowered for Life All-Stars right here at 12 o'clock.
Okay, they're not. They just changed out offensive line.
At 2:30, the Rising Senior Bowl. Right after that, double hitter tomorrow.
So doubles with the pistol look right here. Face mask.
They gonna call it?
Did they not call it?
No call.
On 4th down, that's Bibb County defense. 5 down.
That referee,
And he said it's 1st and 10, Bibb County.
He's like, if I call that, we gotta stop the clock, man. What are you thinking about?
I said, it's cold. I'm ready to go home.
Just get over here and snap the ball. So a pretty dominant performance from APS.
Anybody step out in your mind on the offensive side of the ball for APS there, Adam?
Rashad Harp,
All right.
number one.
Number one. What about you on the defensive side there, Butch?
Defensively, their defensive front just was pretty dominant.
Just really able to push.
Yeah, and they've rotated a lot of kids.
They
so
have. They've done a great job. For that many people on the sideline, yes. Okay, yep. That's hard. From a quarterback's perspective, you just take a deep breath.
On 1st down,
Yeah, that's a rough one.
2nd down.
A reminder, stay with us. Tomorrow, kicking off right around 11:45. Team Empowered for Life. Ready to go against DeKalb County. You talk about being the coach of DeKalb County, Julian Washington out of Arabian Mountain, all those teams to work through with players of all different caliber. It should be very interesting. I'll have to go back and look and see what DeKalb's record is. Have they won a All-Star game yet? Craig, what would be the answer?
Has DeKalb won an All-Star game yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go back and find everybody's record up to this point and have that ready for us tomorrow to see who is anybody in Ophir so far. I think everybody's got at least one win underneath their belt.
I don't know about it. I just looked at the scores from the past.
Yep.
And I'm thinking DeKalb has not won. Ooh.
You decided to go in, but you probably should have went out.
Yeah, don't run in there where those big guys play.
As Coach Collins would say, there's one-on-one on the outside, and all of the big, mean people are on the inside running really fast to hit you.
And just like that, it's going to be a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia, the 2023 Senior Bowl All-Star Classic.
There you go.
Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, your final score from Lakewood Stadium, APS 28, Bibb County 7. And that concludes our third game of the day.
Well, Adam and Mr. Butch Prosser, Happy New Year. Be safe tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. We can't wait to bring you back in and have a little bit more fun in 2024. Craig, I get to see your beautiful face for a couple hours tomorrow.
There we go.
Just a couple on that part. Y'all take care of yourself out in this crazy world. We'll see you back at 11:45 tomorrow. Adam, Butch, I'm Bo. We got Craig and Mr. Robert Reed on site here on Score 58 Network. Once again, Minority Coaches Association of Georgia, the 2023 Senior Bowl Classic. That's a wrap here for our triple header. We'll see you on Saturday. Be safe and good night.
Live is the place to be for quality broadcast. see. They deliver prime coverage like Amazon. No matter what day of the week, you see them on. You don't need to double check, the truth is clearer than air. Treat it